SIU cooked with this chapter. He's going on a generational run. So we returned back with chapter 651 of Tower of God. The announcer of the game is basically stating that the family head of the Lopobia family has passed. And we pan through several people mourning his loss. Even the Lopobia family army, they were like, yo, we finna go get revenge. But his son stopped them. He told him that the game was supervised by the administrator, letting them know that nothing wrong was done during them. There was no skeeving, no conniving, no foul play. And he's basically telling them, you have to accept this result. Otherwise, you'll face the wrath of the administrator and the family will pay for it. And then we pan to the Po Bado ship. And the Great Librarian is basically saying, hey, if our enemies don't attack us, we ain't going to attack them. He says, even if they are one of our enemies, one of the family heads just died. So we really need to show our respect. And he says, but we also really need to figure out which one of us is a traitor. And we need to repair the damage that was done to our family. Because the war is really just beginning now. That was some eerie thought. Then we pan back to Urek. He's kind of annoyed. Mainly because he didn't really accomplish what Yuri and Bach sent him there to do. Under his watch, one of the family heads died. He didn't capture Lucik, and Baam is also gone. He's like, yeah, I'm 100% sure that, they gonna get on my ass for this. Then he pulls a Shikamaru and was like, yeah, this is a pain for real. And is basically saying the tower is gonna be in chaos from now on. When you really think about it, it really is. A family head dying is basically like destroying part of the Matrix. Then we get a shot back to Yama. His followers and people are telling him like, yo, the war is over. We need to retreat. But Yama is still in shock. Because I don't know if y'all remember, his brother's dead now. Doom is gone. Whoever was in that spaceship really put the work on him. And he still hasn't mentally recovered from that aspect. We leave Yama and then we pan back into where the chess game was taking place. Robodon came in. Gustang asks, are you Robodon? And he's like, yeah, most definitely. Robodon's like, excuse my late greetings. And he asks Gustang for a request. And he says, do you mind if I move my father's body to honor him? Gustang is like, yes, it's okay to carry him away. Handle him with care and with much respect as possible. See, even in death, Gustang truly holds his friend in high regard. You can tell that he didn't want this to happen. And then Gustang continues. He says, not with respect as a family head, but as respect as your father. Robodon is very pleased and thankful for this. It just goes to show what type of a class act Gustang truly is and just how much he cared for him. Then we pan back to Kunin and Dorsey. Gustang asked him, what do you plan on doing? And Dorsey's like, yo, we need to find Baam somehow. And since you promised to help us with that, I'm going to follow you from now on. And Gustang is like, all right, bet. Follow me, G. Gustang starts to leave and he's like, hey, Domas, let's go. And then he automatically just pops up out of nowhere. And then we get this shot right here. We get Domas looking at Robodon like they're mortal enemies. Robodon is basically doing the same thing. I mean, when you really think about it, these are the number 2 guys in their respective families. So you would think they got some level of beef with each other. And they both basically said in their head that they'll meet again someday. Basically confirming that they finna squabble. And this is where the chapter gets juicy. We pan to the Fug ship. We get Jinsung Han and one of the other Fug heads yapping. Jinsung Han is like, yo, what was going on with Lucik? He went right in the middle of 2 family heads and Urek? Was this man drunk? And the guy was like, man, it's only been a day or 2 since we saw his madness. Don't be too surprised. The other Fug head was like, I'm more surprised to see that Lucik ran to save the Slayer candidate. And Jinsung Han was like, same. What the hell was that all about? He ain't never had no interaction with Viol the entire time he was with us. It was basically just me. And then while they're talking, then Lucik walks in with Baam. He's like, I have no affection for him. You guys lack faith in me. And the both of them are shocked seeing them enter. But when they walked in, Jinsung Han was kind of thrown off. He could tell something was different about Baam. Especially when Baam was like, oh, you're Lucik's men, right? And then when he walks past him, he's like, yeah, we'll say hello to each other later. Like, I haven't been in this world quite that long, and it's been a while, so I gotta adjust. Jinsung Han didn't say a single word, but he knows that's not Baam. And then we get this shot right here. SIU loves drawing Baam. I'm wholeheartedly convinced because he be giving him all the cool shots. Then Jinsung Han goes and confronts Lucik. And it's like, yo, gee, what's going on? He straight up says, who the hell is in Baam's body? And Lucik's like, oh, you recognize somebody was inside him? Especially in that brief moment? Jinsung Han's like, yeah, dog, of course I do. I'm his master. I know everything about that man. And then, Lucik is just dancing around the topic. He was like, things might be difficult for the master going forward. He was like, there seem to be a lot of people that care about the Slayer candidate as much as I care for the master. Jinsung Han's like, the master? What the hell this nigga talking about? Lucik is one of the biggest glazers of V I've ever seen. Right behind SIU, I swear to God. Then we pan back to Baam laying in the bed. We see his hand twitch. Then when he wakes up, his eye color changes. It's no longer the color of Baam. It's back to his normal eye color. He gets up kind of disoriented. He's just like, how the hell am I in here? Where did everybody else go? He tries to get up and leave the room, but he notices something. He notices there's Shinsu on the wall. And then he notices it's just not on the wall. He notices it's basically everywhere. And everything in that area is overflowing with Shinsu. As he's realizing this, V is speaking to him. He's telling him, don't panic. Just concentrate on the flow of it. And he tells him, breathe slowly and deeply. And he tells him to observe this great flow. He says, let yourself be carried by it, and then we can become anything. What? Are you saying that we don't know the full capabilities of Shinsu yet? Is Baam about to go through a training arc with V? If so, this is what I really needed. Somebody to really let him tap into his real power. And then we pan to floor 52 in examination center. And we see this messed up ship. We see that some people look like they may have died. And some people look like they have been cooked. But then we get a shot of somebody holding the green apron. That could only be one of the few characters. This person asked out, who the hell are you? And I don't know if y'all peep, that person has an extremely long weapon. Like absurdly long, obnoxiously long. Then the person says, I'm sorry to say hello so late. I am a princess of Zahar just like you. And then the person says, I am from the Kun family. My name is Maria. What? And then it looks like Anak realizes Maria Zahar of the Kun family. That's the sister of Aguero. And then that's where the chapter ends. Oh no, I liked how this chapter went. It looks like we're getting a setup for the next big major arc. It's looking like we're gonna get a training arc for Baam with his new power, with his dad. It looks like we're about to learn a little bit more about Kun Aguero's history and the whole aspect with his dad and his sister. And you might even learn a little bit more about his mom too. SIU just stays cooking. Let me know what y'all think about the chapter.